Hi guys, welcome, Scatlink here, and we are off for a test video of sorts. The GameCube may look a little bit stretched out. I mean, obviously I know I have stretched it out a widescreen before, but I'm technically viewing it in proper 4x3 on my TV, and you might also notice it's a little bit sharper than I usually am able to display the GameCube footage. I'm actually recording this through my Roxio, but I'm not using component wires. I do not have those. They are expensive. They are rare. I am using a CARBY from Insurrection Industries. It's something similar to the GCHD Eon, but not. It's basically like a lower end version, but it pretty much allows it to be outputted to the TV via HDMI. Yeah, and it also comes with its own remote, as I'll demonstrate right here by pressing the OK button. I don't know why it's not menu, but there we are. It comes up on screen, and yeah, if I turn on line doubler, it looks quite bad. It basically replicates the shimmering effect, because since I live in the UK, it's a PAL console. I can never get 480p. That's a pipe dream. Unless I homebrew with memory card and stuff I do not have, and even though I do have an action replay, I don't think it's the right one, because I can't access anything else additional with it, so that's a thing as well, so I need to find the right thing for that. But for now, I mean, even though this is 520p output, but 576i, yeah, 520 output, and it says it on screen. Yes, the menu itself looks widescreen stretched out, but I don't think I can actually change that. Let me see here. Other settings. Display is 16:9. It is on, so but it doesn't force it into widescreen, because the menu AI that the GC video interface that you see on screen right now, yeah, it's apparently just a 4x3 aspect ratio normally. But of course, we can go widescreen if I want to doctor the footage, but the thing is that if I look at my Roxio right now, it's always in widescreen, so that's something that I cannot change. Keep that in mind. But I have the perfect game to test, considering that, you know, I have a limited gaming library and I'm in the UK. For the PAL version, I have SoulCalibur 2 as my test dummy. Now, here's the thing. Because games sometimes have different resolutions for when menus display and whatnot, I'm hoping that the Roxio ain't going to bug out like sometimes how the PS3 does when you're in the menu, then you go into a game, and it wants to, like, break the recording a bit. So hopefully that won't happen, but it probably might. And if that does happen, well, obviously I would have to make sure I'm in the game in order for it to, you know, not change resolutions like that. Let's have a look. I mean, I do have other programs that could possibly, you know, make it more easy. And no, that had no problem. But this could be another problem. Right now we're in the basic mode. We're at 550 Hz. What happens if I change it to 60? Am I going to break it? Yep, I broke it. Roxio did not like that whatsoever. And it seems like it's... no, yeah, it looks like it's continuing its recording. So that's weird. It didn't used to do that. But then again, I was using a different computer at the time when I did my PS3 test video. So it's kind of split it and continued recording, and the footage does not seem to be glitching, which is nice. So even though the resolution did change and the Roxio did detect that, it has actually made a split in the video, so it's continuing normally. And it still looks like stretched widescreen right now, but it's supposed to look how it is. So yeah, SoulCalibur 2.
SoulCalibur 2
says it itself. So let's get into the menus here. Now, obviously, you know, it's GameCube. That means 4x3 standard fare. So if we go into arcade, for example, everything looks kind of like the right proportion right now. And yes, it's the GameCube version, so we have Link, and probably the best Ocarina of Time render that we get before Hyrule Warriors. But that's kind of the thing. Or before the Ocarina of Time 3D remake. This is Ocarina of Time Link on the GameCube. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, we're going to leave that for now, because, well, I'm going to change the footage back to how it is recorded natively with the Roxio, which is widescreen stretched. That's not me. And we're just going to go into the menu again, and as you can see, it looks pretty stretched out. The game is optimized for 4x3, but that is not our test. Normally, like I said, when I do test videos, I don't want to doctor the footage too much, like do any editing of the sort. Except for, you know, syncing my commentary with the footage and whatnot in order for, you know, to make the video itself. But for this kind of purpose, I kind of need to edit the video as such. Because this is what I did for Donkey Kong 64, when I was able to when the game is supposed to be 4:3, I went into the widescreen mode, and then I'm able to actually stretch the image out because it was natively recorded in 4:3. But it didn't stretch for me when I played in widescreen, but while when editing it looked normal. In this case, I can do that with my TV for now. So I want to go to options, I want to go to display, I want to go to screen ratio, one of the very few GameCube games that actually has it, and we can stretch it. So yeah, so now we'll keep it stretched. And the thing is with SoulCalibur 2, it doesn't change the menu's aspect ratio. But if I go into like any character selection screen now, it looks kind of normal with it, you know, being stretched out and whatnot. If I make it back to the 4:3, which it looks like on my TV right now because I haven't actually changed the output, well, the screen's display, it looks all squished. So yes, this is one of those very few games that is actually optimized for widescreen, which is pretty cool. So if I just change my screen from 4:3 to 69, it will look pretty much as it should. Except for, well, I guess it's not that big of an issue for the menus, even though it's stretched, the menus aspect ratio doesn't change depending if it's 4:3 or 69 or not. But that's a really minimal issue, because it's not really, yeah, it's not that big of an issue. And by the way, if I just tap the menu once again, it actually says we're on 480i. Like I said, can't do 480p, but 60 Hz. Some games only run in 60 Hz, which is the American standard. Most of our standards were 50 Hz at the time. And because of that, and since Ocarina of Time on the GameCube only ran in like 60 Hz, that's why it came out black and white on my Dazzle until I found a little trick to do that. But now I can just record via HDMI with no problems, as long as the resolution doesn't change on the fly, which it shouldn't. But yes, and yes, so let's have a little more of a look through this menu. So we got line doubler. If I turn the line doubler on, I can put scan lines on the odd lines, which I don't really want to do because I don't really need scan lines. But yeah, if we go to other settings, basically you're able to access all this stuff. 480p mode if you have it on, but I can never access that unless I use a hack, a homebrew, or just American/Japanese hardware. Scroll down a bit more. View all modes. So basically, every time that you are in the display, when the game is displaying a certain graphic mode, that's the menu. It's pretty much going to load when you go to the menu when you press the button. So if I just press exit right here, this is the menu for 480i. Before it was 576i. But if we go to view all modes, as you see here, if I just click one of them, it gives me pretty much a miniature version of that mode, so I can edit each one. And then when you're happy with your mode, you click store settings, because if you turn the GameCube off without storing your settings, they'll all reset, so you need to remember to do that. And like I said, it comes with its own remote as well, which the Aeon does not have, and the Aeon recently got an upgrade as well, which allows you to use the Wii component wires, because, you know, the device itself has the stupid conversion thing reverse engineered for the GameCube component wires, which had something in this slot itself. But yeah, it just plugs into the component/digital output of the GameCube, and it outputs sound as well, which is not that big of an issue. But enough about talking about the device itself, because, you know, let's actually see the device in action. So let's just go to arcade and let's play as our good old boy Link.
Versus Cassandra.
Ha!
She chooses her path.
I haven't played this game in quite a while, and I know that SoulCalibur 6 is now a thing, but considering you can't play as Link in any game, and SoulCalibur hasn't been on, a Nintendo console since this game. In fact, I think this was the only game that was that SoulCalibur's been on a Nintendo console, but it's a good thing as well. Nope. Ah, okay, I did that wrong. What I wanted to do was break your arm and whack you up the back. I like how we go against Cassandra first, considering that she's the basic sword and shield wielder, and so are we, so it's like a nice parallel. Why Link would be beating on Cassandra, though, considering they're supposed to be considered good guys of the entire series, I have no idea.
Battle 2. Fight.
Alright, so... yeah, I'll give you some jabs. Give you a kick. Yeah, we got kicks. I'm gonna give you a bomb. Nope. Okay. Oh, dodge that. Oh, I don't know why he has a bow and arrow, because most of the time he only uses it for... oh! I did not know I could do a down thrust. Like I said, I haven't played this game in a while, but playing this at the best possible quality that I can in HD is definitely a plus. My littlest gripe though is that you can't make the device output anything other than a pseudo like 480i, because I don't think I can get 60 frames. I mean, obviously I'll find that out in editing if it does, so I'll put a little caption on the screen if it does actually go out in 60 frames, like the video recording. Because if you remember from the PSP videos that I've done through Component, that I don't have to convert, well, because I can use the raw footage via, well, I remember this being a lot harder. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, when I record PSP, it has to be done via Component, through the Roxio, excuse me, and the raw footage is actually 60 frames, which is like the only time that the Roxio can actually handle 60 frames. The GameCap HD Pro. I mean, mine's obviously a very old model. If there's an old model, and I don't know. But with my current equipment, that can do 60 frames, while 720p and 1080p, either through Component or HDMI, is 30 frames, which is fine because most games are 30 frames. Even though some games have been pushing 60 these days, it's not that big of an issue, because even if you record with the system's own recording software, it still, you know, only comes out in 30. Especially the PS4 Pro, for example. So yeah, Maxi from Team Magma. It's not. In fact, he's a pirate. Oh, there we are. Okay, so that's how you do the down thrust. That's what I was trying to perform. Well, we're getting through pretty quick. I guess we'll just play a whole round of this guy. I mean, why not? When am I ever going to do SoulCalibur 2 stuff, unless people want me to do the story mode, but I bet you for a fact that that's not going to be completed 100% of any kind, because I've never done it myself. And I'm definitely not that good at the game, so, I mean, basically with Link, it's just press A, B at the same time to do the grab, and he breaks the opponent's arm and whacks him from behind. If you do it on the edge, you're going to ring him out, and that's pretty much how you win with Link. Guaranteed. That's if they don't block your grabs. But of course I'm trying not to do that because that's too easy and I'm not a scum. And that was bloody awesome! And she gave me the spin. Oh, wait. I did a soul charged, yeah, can I do this? Nope, I was wrong. She's actually killed me. I was trying to experiment with the soul charge, but it weren't working.
You lose.
My heart is still pounding.
I will say though, this is looking really good. I mean, there's still some aliasing going on, but there's not really anything I can do about that. That's just how my quality is, because 480i, you know, obviously it'll look a lot sharper if it wasn't. But because I ring myself out. I can't do 480p, that's just an impossibility. If I hold B, it does nothing. 480p just does not exist unless I force it with homebrew software. And maybe I'll get to that at some point, but considering that, you know, for a UK user who's brought an HDMI adapter to use the digital, it gets rid of all of the fuzz and interference that composite gives. And it's also a clearer image than the S video, because that's literally just siphoning out the interference, but it still gives the fuzz because of how it's like an analog output. Since this is all digital, it looks awesome, and because I've turned off the line doubler, it gets rid of the flicker that interlaced images tend to do. I mean, if you've seen any of my Dazzle footage that isn't converted footage, it does actually do that shimmering like that raw footage from Kingdom Hearts, when I was talking about the original Kingdom Hearts' camera and command setup from the tutorial compared to the HD Final Mix version. And I ringed myself out. I am a moron. Well, let me see if I can turn that around. Can I grab you? Nope. Yeah, there's only one problem. Link is not sporting his hook shot in this game. You know what? You can have a bomb, mate. No, that was not the bomb. Bomb is pointing toward him with the C-stick. No, it isn't. It's pulling away from the C-stick. There we go. Launch him. Kick him up the bum. And then we'll... I try to grab him. Nope. Get away. Ow! No, he actually won! That's what I get for experimentation. And I like how his animation changes depending on what weapon he's using. Yeah, let's get back up. Oh, it just changes our character halfway through. Unless I press the wrong button. Yeah, I pressed the wrong button. Oh well. I think that's a good enough test. I mean, like I said, I'm not the best at SoulCalibur 2, but SoulCalibur 2 is one of my favourites because obviously Link is in it, and you know, it kind of makes me sad that when SoulCalibur 2 got like, you know, got like an HD remake on all the current gen systems at the time, the Xbox 360, PS3, and obviously the Wii couldn't do it because it's not HD, but it would have been nice if the Wii U had it so it could still interconnect. But then you would have to have Link available on the other two systems, and that's kind of the problem. It's kind of like the thing with Starlink. You only get the additional missions and the unique versions of the entire game's story with the Star Fox characters in the Switch version. So, I don't know. Anyway, so I think the last thing that we'll do is go to the weapon... No, not the weapon gallery. The exhibition theatre, and we'll just watch Link do his stuff to round this test video off. So with that, guys, I hope you... enjoy what we've got coming. Of course, this means that Game Boy player content is going to be just as sharp and uninterferency as this. And I hope you guys will look forward to anything else that I do GameCube related. Now I have the HDMI adapter for the GameCube. And if I want to do anything in HDMI or HD for the Wii, I'll do it either for the Wii U or I'll get component wise for that. See you guys next time.